Hello everybody and welcome for a new video. On this video we will make, as you probably seen in the title, a house, but we will not make this like the previous video because the previous house was not beautiful at all. I will not try to save it, it was not beautiful, but this one will be awesome because it's my second design really designing with the modeling tool on Blender, so I'm pretty proud of it for a second design. I'm making this as a Lego design, you will understand it while I'm explaining. So it's easy, I'm making some shapes and others that are with some textures that I downloaded on internet, and I will use that like Legos to build my things. Like I'm making, for example, here a roof part. It's a tall in French, but in English it's a metal plate or something like that. I don't know the name of this, I will not try. And I'm downloading some iron texture to put on it, and it will be the roof. So I will make that like 20 times and I will cover that on the roof. But happily we have Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V command. It's not as easy as 2 buttons click on Blender, it's more complex like that, but it works. I'm a little bit messing up with all the tools, all the options that I have, but it's giving me pretty nice results, so I'm happy with that. After the windows, the poutre, it's wooden part to support the ceiling. Of course, I don't know the name of that because why would we learn that from school or from any video on the internet on Minecraft or any subject like this? We never speak about that, so I don't know the name. This is the it's not the roof, it's the ground part, the floor, that I know it. So why didn't you see I think it's even the door and the window making process wasn't on this video? It's because I completely messed up. I had to make it 5 times because I was not getting it right. The shape was too complex, I had to use some complex functions on other. You can request me some Blender tutorials if you want, but I will probably make some. But if I make some tutorials, it will be very short videos because they are already tutorials on Blender on internet, but they are too complex and too long, so I will make my own version fast and easy because I'm completely noob with that thing. I'm a beginner, but I want to be a professional, so I want you to be able to do the same thing as I'm doing. So if I learn you very complex things from the beginning, you will just make the same things and don't understand what you're doing. So it's why I'm completely changing all, and I'm not watching any videos on tutorials. I watched only one, it's how to make water, because for the next episode I needed to have some water in my pond, so I made some. And after I don't watch any tutorial, I watched some hints and other on internet. I used ChatGPT because he's better at Blender than me. It's a little bit horrifying, but you know, let's use them as tools and not as enemies. So this is the Lego part I'm positioning all. I'm making some holes, so to open the walls at the doors and window places, I don't found anything more easy than this. I just took some cubes and cut holes at the window places and at the door place. So you can't watch it, but it's some holes in the wall. It's not really the window that's in place, but I think I can make them fusion, but they will completely break the textures and others, so I will not make that. So 2 roof parts, and on that I will position the roof tiles, the metal plates. I don't put any wooden parts on that, but I could have put some because you have some charpent and other things under the roof that are very useful to support the ceiling, but me, it's a Blender house. It's not realistic because my computer will then handle the realistic simulations. The only thing it's able to do is animate the water next to my house in the next episode, but even that took me like 10 minutes to have a 5-second thing with the water going on. So if I repeat this, we have infinite water going on, but we have some issues because the water isn't at the same place on the beginning and on the end, so it doesn't look like it's a ring in French. No, it's not a ring even in French. I don't have the word, it's a book. It's a lot of words that I don't have, and after I check that on internet and I learn a lot of things. I think the best way to learn English is by making videos on internet in English. And it's completely true. You don't have to watch any tutorial on French or English tutorial. You don't have to use some applications. You just have to watch videos in English and to speak in English. So the roof is almost completed. Yes, I made just a duplicate part from the left to the right, but I modified some things because of course I will not completely duplicate it, but I will not waste all my time just by making the same thing. So we'll expand a little bit the roof over the door, because when it's raining you want to go out but without being like completely wet. And after we'll place some on this window because it looks cool. I don't have any justification for that, it's just because it looks cool and nice. So this house is really starting to look like a house. It took me only several hours, but it's not that long for a complete beginner without tutorials. Why I don't watch tutorials and waste a lot of hours in my life? I'm not wasting time, because by not watching tutorials I'm learning how to make that, and completely learning that by completely learning I mean I will be able to recreate other things in the same vibe without watching another video. I wanted to make that as a low poly house, but I prefer this house with some realistic textures, so my world will only be made of realistic texture because it's easier to make realistic things than fake ones on Blender. It's surprising and it's completely mind-blowing, but it's completely true. I think it's easier to make detailed builds than low poly ones, because low poly it's not very beautiful. It's beautiful but it's not, it's a lack of color. You need to find the good equilibrium because between color and not color, so it's complex. But with texture you don't have to think about that from 1 minute, because you just have to paste the textures that you found on internet. Of course I'm not making all the textures by myself because I tried, but to make a stone wall I think I prefer to take a picture of a stone wall that's posted on the internet for free for Blender users. So this is the final results. It's clean, it's beautiful and other. You can see the render result. I put some lights in the sky, so there's a sun above our heads and there's some light inside the house. I do really love the cozy vibes that are with that render. I made some ground around this, but I will make a better ground for the next video, so it's a ground with a lake on the next video with some little mountains and hills. And at the final point, my wish is to make this completely look like a city or a campaign. It's not a campaign, but not a city with less houses. So thank you for watching. I hope you really enjoyed watching this video. You can tell me in comments what's your experience in Blender and what do you want to do in that. And the most important thing, you have to enjoy your day.